Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adini Ajishafe. Well, we quickly look at those stories trending in the world of sport. We have to start with from home scene now. Nigerians are doing well when it comes to table tennis. Well, the WTT, that is World Table Tennis, released the rankings so far, and we also have to quickly look at that particular story. The first story has to do with World Table Tennis. Quadri, Bello retain positions in world. We're talking about in world ranking now. Well, from the way it is, well, World Table Tennis men's ranking, Quadri Aruna, that's number 1 in Africa. Well, 14th in the world. Omar Assar, 24th in the world, and also 2nd in Africa. Ahmed Saleh is 3rd in Africa, and in the world is actually 75th. You have Ibrahim Dior, Mehdi Bolosa, and you have Taiwo Mati, Nigeria, 99th in the world. Well, 6th in Africa. And also, we look at the women rankings now. Well, Dina Meshref is actually top in there. Egypt, Hannah Goda, Miriam Al-Hodabi, and you have Yusra Helmi, another Nigerian, Fatima Bello, coming 64th in the world, and also number 5th rather, in Africa. Well, giving you updates concerning the new rankings coming from World Table Tennis, the one they call WTT. Aruna Quadri retaining number 1 in Africa and 14th in the world. I have in the studio Olawale Peters.
Yeah, good evening, Adini. My pleasure being back to studio. So a good one for Aruna Quadri, but the question is for how long can he hold on to that title before the Egyptian take over from him? If you look at the list of the men's table, the first in Africa is Aruna Quadri, and this is something that he has been doing for years to come. But look at the second, Omar Assar, Ahmed Saleh, both from Egypt. So that shows that they have a successor. And that is what we've been talking about. We should not concentrate on only one player. That is the truth. Yes, Aruna Quadri has done very well, but there will be a time that Aruna Quadri will not be the Aruna Quadri that we used to know. So there is time now for us to start looking inward to see who can take over from Aruna Quadri. Look at the women's list also. We have the Egyptian first, second, third, and fourth. So that means if the first is not working, the second will take over from the first, third will take over from first or second, fourth. In whichever way you find it, you'll still see an Egyptian maintaining the top rank. So that is what we are talking about. Aruna Quadri is like when you're talking about table tennis in Nigeria, you don't know anybody apart from Aruna Quadri. We used to know Atanda Musa.
No, that was even before he came. So
yeah,
they were ahead of him.
We used to have Atanda Musa, Yomi Bankole, but now when we have Atanda Musa and Yomi Bankole, both of them is like Atanda Musa today, Yomi Bankole. And when both of them are playing, it's something that a lot of people really want to watch to see who is going to win between Atanda Musa and Yomi. But now it's that Aruna Quadri, The fact is,
it's not as if there are no other Nigerians, but they are being ranked out of 100.
99.
Because, yeah, we have Taiwo Mati there as number 99. And you have other ones like Bode Abiodun, Olajide Omotayo, Edem Offiong, a lady who is doing well when it comes to table tennis. They are all ranked ahead and above 100. That's why they can make this score. The first 100, we have at least 4 Nigerians.
My point is we shouldn't be looking at 100. We should be looking at the first 10, 20, 30. How many Nigerians do we have in there? How can you tell me that from first we have Nigeria, and the next Nigerian we are seeing is on the 99, is the 99th person? It doesn't really work that way if you want to really dominate the way you really want to dominate the table tennis world. It should be, we have the first on the list is in Nigeria. The 10th on the list is in Nigeria. Another maybe 15 or 20 on the list. Maybe the first 20 you can have 1 or 2 Nigerians. Now the question is, do we have people that can do this in this country? Yes, we have. Those that they are currently on 99th, 100 or 130 or wherever they are, what are we doing as a country to support, to encourage, to train and to expose them? That's the first question we should ask ourselves. Are we doing anything as a country to really support these people? How did they get to where they are currently now? Is it by their own individual efforts? Are they self-motivated? Or there's a set of training or program that we have in the country that all our professional table tennis, or all those people that have represented Nigeria, these are the training, these are the mentor we have for them. This is what we need to do. They go to China, they go to Japan, where we know that they take table tennis as
business.
Hobby. It's business seriously over there. What have you done? So that is actually what my point is. Yes, we have Nigerians in 100th position, but that is not where we're supposed to be.
Hopefully we get it better. Right now, most of them, the likes of Lagide Motayo, but they are building it up their game, not forgetting Edem Orpheon, who also needs to up our game to get so at least caught within 1 to 100 for Aruna Quadri right now, still maintaining #1 in Africa, but now 14th for Malaysia. He was of 10th, but now he has dropped to 14, and hopefully he can at least climb back to the top among the best 10 table tennis player in the world. Well, just giving you an update concerning the World Table Tennis ranking that was just released by the WTT. Now, from there, let's talk about the NBA. Yes, NBA is still ongoing. A lot of matches or games being played in the NBA while we are waiting for the All-Stars to actually kick off by that February 1920. But right now, let's quickly look at the result as we went down earlier today. Indiana Pacers, 111. They lost by just 1 point against Los Angeles Lakers in that game where Anthony Davis scored 31 points, 14 rebounds, and Turner got 20 points for Indiana Pacers. They lost that game by just a point. LA Lakers getting 112. Cleveland Cavaliers 128 against Memphis Grizzlies 113 in that particular game there. Well, a tough one anyway, but Garland got 32 points for Cleveland Cavaliers, and you have Jay Morant scoring 24 points, 8 assists, and also 8 rebounds for Memphis Grizzlies in that particular encounter. Still talking about the results now. Let's look at the result again. We have New York Knicks 106 against Miami Heat 104. 2 points ahead for New York Knicks. They won that game. Miami Heat there, Bam Adebayo was able to at least score 32 points and also having to get 9 rebounds for Miami Heat. Chicago Bulls 114, Charlotte Hornets 98 in that particular encounter there. And you have Dallas Mavericks, they won against New Orleans Pelicans 111 against 106, where you have Doncic scoring 31 points for Dallas Mavericks, and you have Ingram getting 26 points for the Pelicans. Denver Nuggets from Colorado, they got 134 against Golden State Warriors 117. Though Stephen Curry was able to score 28 points, while Jokic got 22 points, 14 rebounds for Denver Nuggets, who actually won that particular game. And you have Milwaukee Bucks, just by a point also, they won against Los Angeles Clippers 106-105, where Antetokounmpo Giannis was able to score 54 whooping points in that game, and he got 19 rebounds. You have to give it up to the man called Antetokounmpo, being able to score those goals, those points rather, for Milwaukee Bucks. 54 points that he scored in that particular game, and really NBA is really getting very interesting. Like I said earlier, All-Star game, a lot of people are waiting to see what will be happening February 1920 and who will win that particular game. Talking about the Eastern and the Western Conference, where you have LeBron James and also Giannis Antetokounmpo topping that those two groups there, the All-Star games. But for the matches, the games are actually rolled out. A good one for Jay Morant, the likes of Anthony Davis, not forgetting Bam Adebayo, and also Giannis Antetokounmpo scoring so much points, 54, 19 rebounds in those games. Giving you an update in the NBA. Well, hopefully Nigerian basketball competition will also start, and we will give you an update concerning that. Let's leave basketball now. As we go back to football, let's talk about football now, where some fixtures will be coming up tonight. Chelsea will be playing against Fulham in London. Cadiz go away to Atletico Bilbao. Augsburg against Bayern Leverkusen. Well, the derby between Chelsea and Fulham, big one.
Yeah, a big one, a London derby.
Yes.
Between Fulham and
Chelsea.
I think it's going to be more like an assessment of what Graham Potter can really achieve and do. Chelsea have spent about £300 million during this transfer window, buying 8 players. So that shows I want to see that in terms of their performance on the pitch. It starts tonight, because you can't have the British world record signing. I'm talking about Enzo Fernandez in your team, a player that cost
107 million pounds.
Why the old Fulham team their market value is 225 million pounds.
So it means two players can, valuation can buy.
If you look at the valuation of
Modric,
Enzo and Modric, maybe you can add Badeshile, you add his own valuation.
Let's just say 4 players.
3 players even. Badeshile is about 80 something. Modric is about 30. Modric is about 80 something. Badeshile is about 30 something. Then
Enzo 107.
107. If you had these 3 together, it's about 262 million pounds. And we're talking about a full squad of Fulham of about 22 players, 226. So I think they don't have any excuse not to win tonight. However, football is not about the amount of money you spend. It's how good you are with tactics, how good you are with your strategy, and now you can motivate the players to do it. There will be pressure on Graham Potter. Take it or leave it, because you can't spend such huge amount of money and you not get the desired result. You don't have any excuse for failure. That's the truth. And I'll still see the match as a revenge from Chelsea. You know, the last time they met at Craven Cottage, it was 2-1 in favor of Fulham. In fact, that was when they baptized
Potter.
No.
Okay, the player.
João Felix, when he came in and he got a red card. So I'm expecting Chelsea to win tonight, but this is football. Anything can happen. The Fulham, they are the underdog. Don't be surprised. They can get a draw. They can even win Chelsea at home. This is football for you. Anything can happen. But I expected to see a new Chelsea starting tonight. So I think it's a Chelsea game to lose tonight. That's the truth.
Okay, despite the fact that you are expecting a lot from Chelsea, Graham Potter, from the way I see it, I think the fact that this new player, a lot of players that have just been brought in by Chelsea hierarchy, I'm looking at maybe next season, they'll pick. By the time they actually play together in training, use all the remaining parts of this season to gel, next season should be very hot for Chelsea.
No, I disagree totally with that. And Saturday that would be good. You start seeing it from Thursday.
Are you saying?
Friday.
Are you saying
So
that Chelsea are not?
If their next season will be good, they have to start it this season, because what is the?
And that's what I'm saying. From now till the end of the season, let's use it. Okay, they will still be gelling together. They are new.
They are not need to gel it together. We are talking about professional player this time around. A player that they bought for £107 million, British record. He doesn't need to settle it. He's going in there and play the ball. You're not getting the point. £107 million, and you are expecting him to spend the next 2-3 months to gel.
Well, we've seen players actually coming that way, and it took them time before they peak.
No, this can't happen to.
For the fact that it's coming from Portuguese league, Benfica.
No, it's not about.
And the other one is coming from Ukraine.
Wherever they are coming from, they are playing the round leather game, football.
But it's
not different.
The pattern of style. Look at the football in England is very pacey compared to other leagues in the world.
That is why most of them they are young players that are 22, 21, 20 years old. So the pace should be there, the strength should still be there, and they are still very young. So I don't think you don't need to give them any excuse the reason why they should fail. The truth of the matter is they don't have any excuse to fail. They don't have any excuse not to win tonight's match, and they don't have any excuse not to even play in Europe next season. Now, what is the purpose of the amount of money that the owner have spent on all these players? And next season, according to you, they are still trying to jelly, they are still trying to understand the game, and they did not play in Europe. No European, even Conference League, they didn't play. European League, they didn't play. Champions League, they didn't play. And you are saying they still want to gel. That is not the purpose. That's not the reason. The reason why you spend that huge amount of money in this January transfer is for them to make it to Europe. Worst case scenario, if they can't play in Champions League, they should play in Europe.
Okay, what if Graham Potter now, as the manager, decided
as their manager?
As the manager,
yeah, okay.
decided to pick. You know, at times the managers will actually make mistakes in picking players. First 11, they even substitution, they can make mistakes.
Yeah, and I think.
What if he's not picking the right players?
Well, I think Graham Potter has been motivated more than enough not to make such a mistake. That's the truth. And we're talking about a coach that was earning £2 million before, and they're paying him £10 million now. This is a player that they've given him the highest transfer and market value he has never dreamt of in his life. They've given him the opportunity to have 32-man squad. That is what Chelsea have currently right now. So you're not telling him that you can't get it right on them?
Yes, 32-man squad. And I remember a lot of people say, okay, it's an average manager. What if it's just like, I don't even know who to pick. These guys are just too much for me.
Then the next thing for him is to resign and just tell them that, okay, this job is too much for me. I can't handle it.
The reason why I'm saying that is because £10 million as the amount of money he's earning now has been there since he started, and we are seeing the result.
You are seeing the result because most of the players, you see people, probably because of the success of Chelsea, you know, when you are successful in life, you have a lot of haters, you have a lot of people beefing you. Someone like just like someone like you, that you're an Arsenal fan, that for like 20 years now, you are here to win Premier League for over 6 or 7 seasons. You've never played in Europe. So people like you, you would definitely be angry about Chelsea's success. Why do I say so? Now, do you know how many injured players that Chelsea are having currently right now? Nobody's talking about that.
What about Arsenal? They don't have injured players?
Tell me from their first 11, one player that is injured in Arsenal, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you 6 players from the starting 11 of Chelsea that they are injured. But I don't want us to go into that argument.
I didn't bring Arsenal in. I only mentioned Chelsea.
I'm just speaking your mind. I'm speaking your mind to let you know that the reason why you are always hammering Chelsea on the show is because of the beef, the success that you have
for Chelsea.
No, you have beef for them.
I don't have beef.
It's not easy to be the best club in London. I understand.
Not now.
Sorry?
Before. Best club in London.
Yes, they are the best club in London because they are the last club that won Champions League, Europa League.
What about EPL?
They are the last club that won all the trophies.
Currently, who are the people top in London? In England?
The game has not ended now.
Anyway, not to drag Arsenal in, but really Chelsea, we've seen what they've done. We've seen that, yes, they are ready to do business, bringing all these very young players. Yeah. And that's why I'm looking at, by the time this player actually are set to go, I'm afraid for other clubs in England, seriously.
Yeah, I think what they are trying to do is they're trying to build a team for the world, a team for the Europe, a team that will do what the Barcelona did by conquering, almost winning everything, beating anybody beatable for almost 4 or 5 years. However, the problem is, do they have a coach
who can manage
these people? Do they have a coach who have the idea of what to do? Do they have a coach that can even instill discipline? Do they have a coach that when the players look at, they're like, oh, you are my mentor, you are my role model. I want to win what you have won. That is my own problem. You can bring in all the best head together, but if you don't have a good manager to manage them, you are down to fail. That is actually what my problem is, because before you know it now, most of these players, they came to Chelsea for one purpose, to win a trophy. So first season, second season, if they didn't win anything, take it or leave it, they'll be grumbling, they'll be looking for opportunity to leave. Forget that they bought them for 8 years, 7 years, whatever, they will find a way around it. So the problem is, do they have a manager that can manage these fantastic, exceptional, talented young players? I doubt it.
Well, from the way it is right now, let's see what Chelsea will be offering against Fulham. That match, a lot of actions will be coming up in that particular derby between Fulham and Chelsea, giving you all the matches coming up for this evening. Now, before we go, let's look at 2 stories now. Martinelli has been fantastic for Arsenal this season, and right now he has been offered a contract, and that contract has been signed. Martinelli signs new contract with Arsenal. That will be good because right now he's among those best players in Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely. And if you on a good day, when you have Martinelli on top of his game and you have Saka on top of his game, take it or leave it. The two defenders marking them will have a lot to do. That is why you see most clubs now, if they want to play Arsenal, they don't play Arsenal from the flank or from the wings, because it's very difficult to contain someone like Martinelli with his pace, with his skills, and with his goal sense and goal assist. And the same thing with Saka also, from the flank also. Saka used to play from the back, but now he's a very good attacker. So both of them from the flank, they are doing a very good work. So it will be difficult for any team to beat them. That is why anytime Arsenal is playing Liverpool, except Liverpool change their tactics by not playing from the wings or any other team, it will be difficult. If you want to beat Arsenal, you beat them by playing from the midfield. However, they've gotten another player now, Jorginho. Is not there with them, who can marshal and control that midfield there. So I think it's a very good one for him to have signed a new contract to commit his future to the to the team, because I see Arsenal in the next few years also. The way you're talking about Chelsea in the next few years, I'm looking at this Arsenal team also. Mourinho said something about 5 years ago, that this Arsenal team that he defeated, they're going to conquer the world in the next 5 or 6 years.
And it's happening now.
And it's happening right now. It's not something that can just happen overnight. Arteta has done a very good work. Then the players also, they are motivated to win something for themselves and to make their fans like you to be happy to win something after 20 years.
Oh my goodness, who will save me from Chelsea? But before we go, let's take the last straw. Juventus right now are considering either to let Paul Pogba leave. They want to terminate his contract. That's the story we are looking at there. Considering terminating corner of France midfielder Paul Pogba.
Okay, very unfortunate. He went back to Juventus, I think July last year. That was when he went back to Juventus, and he has missed about 32 matches between then and now. There's no club that will buy or pay that huge amount of money to secure the service of Pogba. Very skillful, very hardworking, very talented. However, injury is injury prone. Even when he was at Manchester United, there was a season that for almost half of the season he had injury, he couldn't play. That tells you age is not really on his side. So I'm not blaming the Juventus to do whatever they need to do.
Well, from the way it is, that will be it on 360 Sports, where we've been giving you detail in the world of sport with Olawale Peters. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure being here, Adeni.
I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.